This is a battle between ChataiKhan, no idea if that's pronounced correctly, with Rome against Gojira of the SITH clan commanding Tylis. So both of these players are picking very strong factions in their first battle, which means they won't be able to use these factions for quite some time. It's a battle of Nemetocenna. There's max 8 of the same unit, which means, or same unit type, so max 8 melee infantry. For Tylis we have 4 raiding horse. We have a front line consisting of 6 tribals, 2 oathsworn, 2 Celtic slingers, 4 levy freemen, and 2 spear warriors. For Rome we have standard Roman stuff, veteran legionaries, probably some evocati, some cavalry, a bunch of vigile speed bumps. It looks like Tylis deployed well back, no doubt to have time to skirmish with their raiding horse a bit before the main engagement starts. Could be super useful for them to take care of the cavalry of Rome, if they can. Here we have auxiliary Balearic slingers, and yeah, just a massive line of Roman swords. Praetorian Guard, which is potentially a very solid choice against Tylis. At least if they're able to get in after the Vigiles blunt the charge, then the Praetorian Guard are going to grind it out against both Oathsworn and Tribals very well. That 65 melee attack and 39 weapon damage is going to do a lot of damage, even against the 95 armor of the Tribals. Raiding horse being put in the rear of Rome. I think they are a bit too far away. There's really no reason to keep them this far out. And so he's moving them a bit closer. He needs to stay clear of the auxiliary Balearic slingers, but he could potentially go in and snipe the general here, which he is going to do. Going to move away now, but it's always good to make your opponent move his cavalry a lot, and so that he has to micro. Making your opponent micro more than you is a very effective and valid tactic, if your micro is good, that is. So on the flank here we have levy freemen moving up to throw javelins on the general, but no, they didn't have attack orders, so now they're going to get attacked in the flank. And this unit of levy freemen is gone up against Praetorian Guard. It's going to get smashed. Same story over here. The levy freemen got a bit too close. Got some javelins thrown at them, but no major damage done yet. They could just throw some javelins at these veteran legionaries, but they're going to fire at the Vigiles, which is a mistake. And here the tribal warriors are getting into Praetorian Guard, but they did not get a charge. Super weird engagement by the tribal warriors. Don't really know what happened there. So the Praetorian Guard are going to just destroy the tribal warriors. Celtic slingers firing at the gladiator spears. Gladiator spears are going to take a lot of damage that way. The raiding horse needs to be careful here, because it's going to get caught, and yes, legionary cavalry getting straight into the raiding horse. Legionary cavalry is going to destroy raiding horse on the charge. Gladiator spears getting attacked by raiding horse, a good target for raiding horse. All across the line it looks like the chargers are going to come in for Tylis against the veteran legionaries. But these veteran legionaries actually managed to damage quite a few Oathsworn with their Pila. And here also tribal warriors charging into veteran legionaries. The auxiliary Balearic slingers got caught by raiding horse here. This tribal warrior has no chance in hell against Praetorian Guard. 2 Praetorian Guard actually. The gladiator spears are being focused fired on by 2 Celtic slingers. These spear warriors are way too far behind to make any meaningful contribution to the battle. The legionary cavalry very useful in taking care of the raiding horse, but they need to be careful about this raiding horse, because this raiding horse could just move in and skirmish them to death. The Balearic slingers are off the field. Probably a good idea to pull out the raiding horse now and shoot at the general. But this levy freeman is going to win against the Vigiles, and then it's open to go and take care of the general's bodyguard, or they could potentially just stand here and fire into the backs of these veteran legionaries. A bit of a weird engagement here with levy freemen in the front. They should probably be pulled away to allow the tribals to get a better engagement there. The raiding horse charged into the Praetorian Guard to hold them for a while, but they're just going to get destroyed now. Not really going to be able to push through the Vigiles effectively. Yeah, they lost a lot of men doing that. Levy Freeman getting sort of stopped by Vigiles there. The Celtic Slingers are getting very nice kills because they're being left alone. But Tylis is losing a lot of these engagements due to being up 2 against 1 against the Roman units. And still the Celtic Slingers doing a lot of damage on the Praetorian Guard. If these units, even though they have only 20 missile damage, if they are allowed to fire for an extended period of time, they're going to do so much damage. And these Praetorian Guard are just completely ignoring the Celtic Slingers, not even trying to attack them. And they are paying a price in blood for that, because they are getting smashed by the Celtic Slingers. Celtic Slingers pulling away from the Vigiles, nicely done. Still some Raiding Horse left alive in the back for Tylis, but they're getting wrecked by these Balearic Slingers, so I don't know why they didn't charge in there. Because these Roman units are doing so much damage to the Tribals and the Oathsworn in the prolonged engagement. The general of Tylis is... Can't really see the general at this point. Is he off the field already? It doesn't say that the general is dead, so... Weird. That Oathsworn is not the general. I can't really see the general, but the general of Rome is going down now as well. There is a lot of Tylis left on the flanks. This unit of legionary cavalry is just being plain forgotten all the way in the back, which is potentially devastating for Rome. Now the Celtic Slingers are firing at the blob. They're not firing at the general's bodyguard. They should have been firing at the general's bodyguard, because they probably would have been able to just kill the general's bodyguard. But there is a unit of spear warriors moving in. It doesn't have attack orders on the general's bodyguard yet, which could be huge at this point, because that allowed the general's bodyguard to get into the Celtic Slingers. Raiding Horse moving in now. He's going to go for the general's bodyguard. So nicely done there. But it might be a bit too late, because he already got into the Slingers and stopped them from firing. Veteran Legionaries and Praetorian Guard. Praetorian Guard in a sort of a weird engagement with these spear warriors, attacking them in the flank. So the Praetorian Guard is actually... The Veteran Legionaries are losing to a unit of Spear Warriors. The Spear Warriors are attacked in the rear. The Raiding Horse should just start cycle charging like crazy now. And look at these Celtic Slingers just racking up very useful kills against the Veteran Legionaries. But this unit of Auxiliary Balearic Slingers is also getting a lot of kills because it's being left alone. But I think he heard me here, because he's sending his Raiding Horsemen in to take care of the Auxiliary Balearic Slingers. So the Balearic Slingers are off the field. For Rome now we have unit of Veteran Legionaries, some depleted Praetorian Guard and Veteran Legionaries. So I mean, Tylis doesn't really have any melee power left on the field, just this unit of Tribal Warriors that's going to continue to take a lot of damage. These Celtic Slingers, they've been firing for the entire match. They can do a lot of damage, but still, it just depends on how much ammunition they have left. They need to start focusing on units like this Praetorian Guard and just get it off the field. The Raiding Horse haven't been able to take care of the Auxiliary Balearic Slingers yet. This one unit of Legionary Cavalry that Rome has forgotten all about is just massive. In the late game it could potentially clean up all of these units. And now it looks like Celtic Slingers are going to move closer to get better shots off on the Praetorian Guard. But the Vigiles are being pulled out of the engagement to try and get at the Celtic skirmishers, and they might actually... No, they just broke before they managed to do it. So the not actually firing at the Praetorian Guard, firing into the back of the Veteran Legionaries. The charge from the Raiding Horse into the rear now is firing at the Praetorian Guard. So a few more volleys and these Praetorian Guard are going to go down. Yeah, very nice. These Celtic Slingers have been super useful in this battle. The Raiding Horse is still fighting with the Auxiliary Balearic Slingers. The cavalry unit of Rome is still being forgotten over here. And the these spear warriors were able to get massive kills and just hold for a long time. Now still ammunition left on the slingers, and this is why I love slingers. They can just keep firing all game. Veteran legionaries getting shot to pieces, these veteran legionaries getting charged in the rear, and Rome lost this battle in no small part due to these legionary cavalry being forgotten and the Celtic slingers being ignored. Because although these kills aren't massive, these Celtic slingers just destroyed a Roman infantry unit all of their own. Veteran legionaries are losing against tribal warriors and against the spear warriors. So although mistakes were made on both players' side here, I think the most decisive mistakes were made on the Roman player side by not really getting the skirmishers off the field here, and by leaving his Praetorians in disadvantageous engagements. Because although they did get some nice kills, the kills here on the slingers, the Celtic slingers, are just enormous for their price and the units they were up against. And also nice kills here on the spear warriors. The Oath-Sworn general of Gojira died quickly, so nicely done there by Rome. But Rome just didn't get, I mean, these vigiles, more cavalry. Rome had one cavalry unit, and bringing this amount of vigiles is just complete overkill. Bringing something like 6 veteran legionaries and 2 evocati or 2 armored legionaries, and then just piling in the cavalry, would have been a much better choice for Rome in this case, because just one cavalry unit is never enough. And even though he managed to take care of a raiding horse with that cavalry unit, he did forget it for most of the battle. So anyway, good game, well played to both players. Congratulations to Gojira for advancing to the next round. Strength and honor.